I'm gonna show you. What's up, everybody? I know a lot of y'all are in coming back from ACC today. What's up, Carrie? Yeah, a lot of y'all, I guess, are coming back from ACC today. I didn't get to go. I had work all weekend, so maybe next year. Shooting the Bayou again. I've been loving this frame. Shooting pretty good with it. I'm gonna try to stick to at least 90mm frames, which is what this is, up until and through the East Coast tournament. Yeah, a lot of people are probably on the road right now, coming back from the ACC tournament. I know Moan and Lori went from RVA. I'm gonna turn this thing around so I can see y'all better. It's my daughter Nova. All right, let's see. What's up, Leon? I lost y'all for a second. What's up, Zach? We're out here shooting some slingshots. I'm gonna try to anyway here in a second if I can get my stuff all set up. Waffle, what are you waffling, Leon? I was gonna have Rex join me, but he says it's raining where he's at. Ropa. Hey, Becky. Becky's on here. Yeah, Gary, I was trying a different setup with the camera situation. Didn't work out like I thought. My screen's all messed up. There we go. Yeah, I was trying to use another phone. Have this with front-facing camera and using another phone to look at the comments, but it lags too much, so I can't really keep up. Cool, cool. When did you say that was, Leon? Next Saturday. Okay. Got that tiny little orange one there. I don't know what that little orange one is. It's like a, I guess a 25 millimeter. No, not shooting guns, shooting slingshots. You see that little white spinner spinning around? That's a 40 millimeter spinner, so it's about yay big. And then below, right below that, is a like a little 25 millimeter target. Matter of fact, Rick, that was one that Rick sent me from Hillbilly Slings. This is the Bayou frame from Quinn Wynn down in New Orleans. You can see his little insignia there, the Q with the little fleur-de-lis on it. Come on over, Dad. I just got out here. Yeah, Carrie, I've got about 3 layers of backstops here. I started with like the netting that goes around a trampoline, like the safety netting that go around trampolines nowadays. I doubled that up. That's what I started with. And then I started going through that pretty quick. So then I got these light blue curtains from the from like a Goodwill. And they started getting tore up. So then I got another set of curtains from the Goodwill. Bed sheets are probably better because they're lighter, they're fluffier. So if I have to replace them again, I'll probably find some old bed sheets at the Goodwill. Yeah, I wore through my first wasp spinner a few months ago. I was hitting the same one over and over again on the very top of this ladder, and I broke it off of there. But ever since I started using this stretch magic string that I hang the targets with, I haven't worn another target off of that yet because it gives. It's like stretchy. It's like a stretchy. Get it at craft stores. It's like a bead string what they use for bead string. It's helped save my targets. What's up, Al? Hype Man Al. The hype man's here. Ooh, tickled the bottom of that orange one. Here we go. Yeah, stretchy string's nice. Yeah, Brandy with Spinky Monkey. So I was just at Moan's last weekend, and I'm working on a video of introducing all the team members to the world. I was going to try to put everybody in a video, kind of highlight each shooting member from RVA Catapults. And I was able to talk to most everybody that regularly shoots with us, except for Brandy. She wasn't able to make it. Brandy and her husband Jason. So waiting to get to them next before I put the video out. But it was a lot of fun. Had a lot of folks at the Shooting Any last Saturday. It was like one of the very first nice actual spring days that we've gotten together this year. So there was a lot of folks there, and I was able to get a lot of good footage of like all the different members shooting, and kind of a little bit of kind of their, you know, everyone's backstory on why they got into shooting and stuff like that. Yeah, Carrie, I know Sniper Sling, they just announced, I think on Facebook yesterday, that they were going to be going up on their prices. And then GZK said the other day that he wasn't even going to ship to the United States at all, coming up pretty soon. What's up, Rex? Rex was going to join me if he could, but the weather's not good in his neck of the woods, so next time. As a matter of fact, it's kind of cloudy here. It might start raining here a little bit soon. I'm not sure how long I'll be on out here. Yeah, I think so. Out of ammo. I gotta get some ammo. Maybe I'll hang a can up. Everyone was making fun of me at the Shooting Annie for my greasy balls. These are the PGN bearings. When they come in the mail, they have like a little bit of like oil on them, which I don't really mind it, to be honest with you. Just slip out of the pouch easier. But I know my dad always washes his ammo and then dries it and cleans it and stuff, but I don't really care. Oh, Al, I've got some more shirts on order. I've had so many people ask me for shirts. I ran out of a lot of sizes, especially the big boy sizes. I had a lot of people asking me for 3X and 4X even on the shirts, and I never had those sizes to begin with anyway, so I placed another order, but they take like 3 to 4 weeks to come in. So, Carrie, the taper I'm using now is an 1811. I was using 2012, and now I'm at 1811, and I've been liking that. So that's probably what I'll stick with for a while anyway. But Al, I got you. When I get some more shirts in, I'll get up with you. Hey, Patrick from Germany. Welcome. It's getting a little breezy out here. So that's what I'm gonna blame all my misses on. That's 3. Oh. Missed the 4th one. Yeah, it's definitely picking up. You can probably see my phone rocking around. It's gonna come down here soon, I bet. So I'll keep shooting until it starts raining, I guess. Smack! This hat is, oh, it's backwards to y'all. Slingshot Underground. That's Gene Kirkland. He sent me this a while back. I love the logo. Targets don't care about cost. So even though them fancy, expensive slingshots are nice, the target doesn't care. You can pick up a stick off the ground, still hit it just as well with a fork from a tree. So that's what's good. That's what's so great about this sport. It's accessible to everybody. You can pick up a tree branch off the ground and tie some rubber bands onto it. Or you can get fancy and get all these nice frames. Once you pop, you just can't stop. Come on, Penny. All right, let's go. Let's get back on this target. Whoa. Low. Bang. I was looking over there at my kid's play set. That's where we have the chickens now, is in this little fenced off area with their play set and stuff. And I just noticed that they laid an egg on top of there. Do they lay eggs up there often? There's an egg up on the top of the...
I had no idea that was up there.
There's an egg at the top of there where the slide starts.
I didn't notice that.
That's kind of funny. The pollen is crazy here, and I'm in Richmond, Virginia, and everything's just coated with this like yellow dust everywhere. I was driving yesterday home from work, and the wind picked up through the trees, and it just blew like this cloud of white dust through the trees. And it was like I was driving through a cloud of pollen. It's bad here, especially if people have those spring allergies. Whoa. Recently I've tried, I'm trying different things with my feet. I've never really thought about it that much up until recently. But so recently I've been trying different, I've been putting my feet shoulder length apart. I've been spreading them out wider. I've been putting them together and standing like a statue. I've been trying different things with my stance. I feel pretty comfortable with my technique here, with my posture, my upper body posture, and my arms and everything. But now maybe I'm just getting into my head too much. But now I'm starting to think more about my feet stance and everything and how I'm holding. I don't know. Maybe I don't need to think that far into it. Yeah, Carrie, same. It's rough. It's almost like, yeah, you can like, it's all gummy in those little piles. What's up, Hawk? Just out here. Can you guess what I'm doing, Hawk? I'm shooting slingshots. Right now I'm shooting slingshot. I just have one. I can only shoot one at a time. I'm shooting slingshot. Yeah, really. Collecting ammo. I'm either out here shooting slingshots, collecting ammo, or mowing the grass. Yeah, missing the target. Hey, it's windy out here. I said I was blaming all my misses on the wind. I gotta get like a can out here to shoot on the lives for a better audio visual. Those small targets, sometimes when I hit them, you can't even see them on here. You can see that, but there's a smaller orange one. I guess you can see it a little bit. Wow. Hello, hello. Yeah, I got some cans I've destroyed on the ground over here. Might be able to hang one of them up real quick. Shooting just high. Smack. I'll take you down here with me, see if we can hang up a can or something. Let's see what we got. Yeah. I need something to hang it with though. This one's been beat up. I think I tore this one off the other day. Cool. Thank you. I was just gonna see how to set them up. So I started seeing some pictures from the ACC tournament. I don't know if they're still shooting or not out there. They might be wrapping up today. But it looked like a lot of fun. I wish I could have made it. Oh, I saw Bill Hayes was out there, so he must be recovering nicely from his situation. His medical stuff. I wasn't sure exactly what all was going on with him, but all right, we're gonna see if I can not take too much time up with this. I have a can hanger somewhere inside the house. I just didn't want to go in and get it. All right, that might work. I'll be shooting through that, kind of past that stretchy string, but here we go. Come on. For your audio and visual entertainment, I've hung a can that I'll probably miss on the first shot. I shot it one time and it tore it off. There you go. You heard it, Rex. All right. Well, there's one. I got one sitting on top of the bin over here. There we go. That was satisfying, but temporary. Ooh, I tickled that little orange one there. I slid my 40 out of the way to hang that can, so now I can't really shoot at that. So I'm gonna go for the little 25 millimeter orange spinner there, I guess. My speed shooting's awful. I don't practice it. I don't like it. It's stressful. Makes me anxious. All the things that I don't like about other hobbies is speed shooting. You know, trying to perfect. You know, I do this to relax, and the speed shooting thing is not relaxing to me. But I know I needed to compete in it at the East Coast tournament, and I'll do my best. I just haven't practiced it at all. I've focused so much the past several months, my brief career, so to speak, my brief time in shooting slingshots, I've focused so much in shooting small targets and going for accuracy that, you know, I have just never really focused on speed. My dad likes to shoot at the tiniest targets, and I'm going to show you what I mean by this. So This is the 40 millimeter wasp spinner. Now the 40 millimeter wasp spinner, so 40 millimeters is the smallest target you would typically shoot at, you know, on a knockdown system at a tournament. And on my shooting ladder here, my target ladder, it's one of the largest targets that I have. I didn't want to put anything too big on here. I wanted to focus on small targets so that, you know, when I go to a tournament, even the smallest target on the tournament knockdowns is going to be what I'm used to shooting at home. So next is the, I think this is like a 25 millimeter little clapper target. But let me show you this. Look at, so that's a 25 millimeter target. And then my dad gave me this ridiculous thing. It's like the head of, or the tip of like an eraser from a pencil. And he expected me to shoot that, which I have hit it a couple times. But compare that to the 25 millimeter target. I mean, it's like stupid. But I guess, you know, that's how you develop accurate shooting, but it that's a little overboard. Curtis. You mean the Curtis that used to work with me? That Curtis? From King William? What's up, man? Wow. So one of my former employees found me. Curtis used to work with me at a different store that I managed several years ago. So this is my thing now, Curtis. Shoot slingshots. This is one of my slingshot frames. This chat is full of people that a lot of which I've talked to regularly online, or I've met at slingshot tournaments. We got a big one coming up at the end of May, beginning of June, slingshot tournament in Pennsylvania. So I'm out here practicing shooting in Stalker. Oh, that's cool, man. That's awesome. Yeah, check it out. Slingshots. We got one of the world's greatest slingshot makers right here in our backyard in Richmond, Virginia. His name's Moan Waller. Makes some beautiful slingshot frames. But to start off with, you can just pick up a tree branch from your backyard. So this is one I made myself. It cost me free $99. You know, I had the latex already, but I mean, I shoot accurately with this. It's from a branch from my backyard. Moan Waller, he's the gentleman that lives right here in Richmond, Virginia. This is one that he made me. So you can go from this to this. You can spend nothing, or you can spend a couple paychecks, whatever you want to do. And they're just as accurate as each other. It's just a matter of, you know, this is more of like an art collection. You collect art with something like this. I mean, that's a piece of art, you know, stuff like that, those customs. Yeah, the HDPE, that's like a plastic type material, real hard plastic type material that are cheap, accessible. Omega Slings USA, they are probably the premier slingshot outfitter in the United States, or one of them. And you got Simple Shot, which is also one of the top production slingshot makers, and they're from the United States as well. A lot of really good options to get started in this hobby, man. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going after that 40 down there, the 40 millimeter spinner. You know, Coin Worker made a good point. Coin Worker made a good point on one of his lives the other night. You know, if you can hit that 40 millimeter spinner 5 times in a row and do that pretty consistently. You know, I've been trying to do this thing, this quest for 20, you know, hitting it 20 times in a row without missing, which is a phenomenal feat for people that can do that. I have yet to be able to do it. 18 is my record still. But you know, his point was that if you can at least hit it 5 times in a row, that's really all you're aiming for. I mean, you're aiming to hit it 5 times in a row because the knockdowns, the tournament, you know, tournament style knockdowns, you know, you're hitting 5 of those basically. If you can hit 5 40 millimeter spinners, 5 40 millimeter targets. Yeah, it's a great movie. That's where the name comes from. The logo on my YouTube channel, which I thought was a given. I thought it was self-explanatory, but turns out a lot of people haven't seen that movie. But the logo is Paul Newman shooting a slingshot. Yeah, it's not easy, Rex. I mean, I don't do it often. I mean, I can stand here and shoot for an hour, and I might get one good run, you know, where I get 5 in a row or more. You know, I've got many runs where I've gotten up there to 10, 11, 12, and then I start getting nervous, you know, start getting up to like 10, 11, 12 hits in a row, and then I'll miss, and then I can't duplicate it again. You know, I'll shoot for another hour, and then I won't be able to get 5 in a row after that. So, you know, it's just practice. It just takes practice. Parts. Yeah, but he makes some good points sometimes, unfortunately. Just a hair under. Here we go. There's 2. Three. 4. Let's have a perfect round. It's gotten a little windy. Of course. A real smart fella, a real fart smeller. So, I'll show you all this too. This is, whoa! I'll show you, y'all see it first. Y'all be the first ones to see this. This is the most expensive slingshot target. I don't recommend this for beginners because these things are pricey and you only get one shot at them. This egg, I wouldn't do this with a fresh egg because we eat the eggs, but I don't know how long this thing's been sitting up there. So we're not gonna eat it. So we'll shoot it. Here it is, the most expensive slingshot target Single-use slingshot target. You only get one hit on it then, Rex. Jeez Louise. You know what I'm trying to say. Let's see if we can explode it. I've been shooting doobie. I've been shooting, so I first started shooting in January of last year. My dad's the one that got me into it. He was shooting for several years before I got into it. He kept on begging me to shoot with them, and he bought me some slingshots, and I wasn't interested for a long time. I don't know why. Because it's super fun. But he got me several slingshots. He got my kids slingshots. And it just took me a while to really pick it up and start playing around with it. But once I did, I fell down the rabbit hole. What's up, Sketchy? You're just in time. I'm gonna try to shoot this egg down here. It's on the very top of that bin. Well, thanks, Rex. I just, I don't really pay too much attention to. That's not true. I do want to better myself. I want to get better. I always want to get better at it. But I mean, I do it for fun, and I don't. You don't get too caught up too much in, worrying about missing and stuff like that. I mean, we shoot all the time with the RVA folks, and we're just having a good time. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you miss, if you can't hit the side of a barn. Honestly, like I said, there's no one that shows up at the shooting annies that doesn't have a good time. It don't matter if it's a beginner shooter. It doesn't matter if it's someone who's even shooting. It could be just someone there that's hanging out. Always a good time. All right. All right, we'll go try to shoot that egg on top of that bin. Oh, just high. Got it. Let's see, it exploded all over the trash can. That's my catch box. Ew, doesn't smell bad. So maybe it was a good egg. Couldn't take the chance. It laid the egg on top of that, my kid's play set. The egg was up there. The chickens got up there and laid the egg, so I wasn't sure how long it was sitting up there. Yeah, 2 shots, Rex. You got me. I'll have to edit that out later. Edit it out of the live. Bootleg. Nailed that little orange. That little orangey. Let's see if I can get it twice in a row. Ooh, twice in a row. Let's go for 3. That thing's smaller than an egg. Why couldn't I do that on the egg? Oh, let's go. Let's go for 4. Oh, missed on 4. How long you been at it, doobie? I'd only been shooting for like 4 or 5 months when I went to my first tournament last year. I went to the East Coast Slingshot tournament in Pennsylvania last year. I was only like 5 months into shooting, and I got to meet a lot of really cool people. I met Rex out there. I met Leon out there, if he's still in here. I met all the top shooters. I met Jordan Smothers and Jose, Andy Lowe. It was so cool. You know, I was watching a lot of these guys on YouTube leading up to the East Coast tournament last year. I was like watching their videos and stuff and lives, and so like when I got there, it was like I was kind of starstruck. I got the score for Jordan Mothers on his Woods course where when he won first place last year. It was just, I think it was his third in a row winning the Woods course. I scored for him on that round that he won, and so that was cool. I mean, I felt like I was, you know, I was like starstruck by all these slingshot shooters, and yeah, it was just a blast. I'm so looking forward to it. What did I place? I shot in the amateur division last year, and I couldn't even tell you, to be honest with you. I don't remember where I placed. Maybe 20th, 19th or 20th. Not sure. But like I said, I've never really cared too much about that. I mean, obviously, like I said, I want to do well, but it's not something that I was. Well, for one thing, last year was my first tournament, so I didn't have my hopes up. You know, I had no bar set for myself at all. So just being there I was just happy to be there, period. So I didn't really have a place I was shooting to place. Therefore, I really wasn't tracking where I was on the leaderboard. But by the time the thing was all done, I think I was somewhere there in like the 19th or 20th on the amateur side. Yeah, well, Coin's not going to be there this year, Rex. Which is really too bad, because as much as we like to rib Coin, he does make it fun. Awesome. Yeah, keep at it, Doobie. As long as you're having fun, you're doing it right. You know, there's really no wrong way to do it unless you're hitting your forks over and over again. I mean, it just takes time. You know, you're obviously there's a wrong way to shoot, but it's all trial and error. So even when you do mess up, that's part of the learning process. So even that is kind of all a part of it. Yeah, anybody can shoot for a pro, Sketchy. If you felt like you could hang in there with the pros, you probably could, to be honest with you. Maybe if it's your first year, just try out on the amateur division. That's what I did. But a lot of folks that shot in the amateur division last year probably should have shot in the pro division. So I don't know. I mean, obviously when the thing's all said and done and you place really well in amateur, then that kind of knows, you know, that tells you where you're at, but it's all good, Hawk. That's how I feel. I'm going to do pro division this year and just let the chips fall where they may. So like I said, I don't really put a whole lot of stock and I don't really care that much about the placement, but yeah, I hear you, Rex. You know, funny enough, my best shooting last year was at the practice range. The first night that we were there, Thursday night, went down to the practice range. Or maybe it was Friday night. It was one of those first nights. And I was shooting with Marshall, Christian from RVA, Moan Waller. There was a couple of us down there shooting, and we shot until like midnight, 1 a.m. And I was nailing everything. I was feeling so good about myself. I was like, man, I'm gonna do really well in the comps. And then the next day, I was so tired from staying up late and shooting at the practice range that I was just like fatigued. I kept dropping my elbow. I kept shooting the forks of my slingshot. So yeah, it didn't go exactly to the plan last year. I was dead eye that night, and then the next day when I went to go shoot the competitions, I was dragging. So, but to be honest with you, I don't think I would have done it differently. I had so much fun out there on the practice range, doing our little challenges, challenging each other at the practice range, and I was nailing them. I was nailing the targets. I was dead on. And you know, that memory sticks out to me more than the disappointment of of how I was shooting the next day. You see what I'm saying? So the fun I had at the practice range that night and shooting with the crew, that's what it was all about. I didn't, you know, I didn't really mind too much that I wasn't shooting well the following day because I had so much fun. Nicked it. One of our rules at the RVA club is the target has to spin for it to count, which has really screwed me over in many a shooting game. Yeah, Doobie, are you going to the tournament? What's up, Burger? You missed the egg shoot. I blew up an egg. It was a bad egg there, so don't feel bad about it. Oh, it's too bad. Yeah, well, there's a couple of them, you know, throughout the year. If you can't make it to the East Coast tournament, there's the Hocking Hills tournament in Ohio. Doobie, where do you live? What part of the country do you live in? There's the Hocking Hills tournament in Ohio. Oh, you're in Texas. There's some other, well, Texas is a big place. I was gonna say there's some other shooters in Texas. I know because I've met them, but there's probably a bunch. That's such a big place. Hocking Hills is in Ohio. There's the AIM tournament in Indiana. This year that's taking place in October. There's the ACC, which was this weekend. That was in Alabama. There's the West Coast one, which is out in California. Not sure when that one usually happens. Is that in the fall sometime? Yeah, and Linder and Dana, they're both in Texas, right? Am I thinking of it? Is that correct? Bill Hayes. Yeah, I saw Bill Hayes was at the ACC tournament or ACC get together this weekend. So that was good to see him back and doing stuff, shooting. All right, Rex, thanks for stopping by. See, if I can just take my, well, I'm not gonna say take my time, but if I can just smoothly load and shoot cans, I can hit them usually 10 out of 10 times. So the speed shoot, I feel very confident that I can get all 10 cans in a minute. I just can't miss one. If I miss one, then I may not get them all in a minute. I just don't want to feel rushed, which I know as soon as that timer starts, you automatically start to feel rushed. But I mean, I can shoot a can at 10 meters almost every time. I could put money on it, but something about that timer, man, that timer really gets you shaking. Oh yeah, that's right. They changed it, 20 cans. Yeah, well, I'll be happy if I get to 10. Yeah, I do remember hearing about that they changed it up. But they're all equal worth now. Each can's worth the same amount of points, whereas last year it was like a graduating scale of points, right? So I'm gonna try to hit that little piece of eggshell that's on top of that bin. Got it. All right. I just worked my way up that ladder without missing. That doesn't happen very often. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 targets in a row. What's up, Josh? In fact, how do I highlight that? Ooh, I don't know how to do that stuff. Let's see if we can go back down the ladder. I got him on the way up, and I gotta get him on the way down. What's up, Joe? Driving home from where? Work? All right, there's two. There's three. Now those are nicks, they're not spinning. So at the RVA club, we wouldn't count those. But I'm nicking them. Missed the last one. Okay. I'm shooting my Bayou Slingshot, made by Quinn Wynn. I saw he was at the Alabama Catapult Carnival as well. He sent me a video this morning of him and Moan together, having a good old time. It's a little windy. I don't know if you can see it, but behind that white spinner at the very top of this ladder, there's a tiny little dangly orange target, yeah, orange target. Doesn't look like y'all can see it on here. Anyway, that's what I'm gonna go for. All right, y'all. I got that much ammo left on my lanyard. And then we're gonna call it. It's getting a little, looking a little stormy here. Smack. Smack. A miss. Smack. Doobie, if you're on, did you say you're on Facebook? If you're on Facebook, the USA Slingshot Shooters is a great page. A lot of stuff gets posted on there. Slinging homemade shots, Slingshot Underground, Misfit Sling Shooters. Bunch of really good pages to follow to keep up with the goings-ons. Sketchy. My speed shoot setup looks like this. I honestly don't practice speed shooting. I'm going to practice it here in the very near future, getting ready for the tournament. But I really don't think I'm going to do anything different, to be honest with you. I might palm my ammo and maybe do some things differently in the way I load. But I don't have tubes. I don't have any tube shooters. It's just not my thing. So also I'm on there, so you know, I'm peeping on the on those Facebook pages a bunch, just checking out people's slingshots they're posting and stuff like that. My name's Luke Stroud. I'm on there. If you want to send me a message or whatever. Oh, I finally hit it. I hit that little tiny orange target. I don't think you can see it. It was behind that white one at the top. You too, Doobie. Thanks a lot. What's up, Flies? I caught one of your lives the other day, Flies, of you tying up one of your flies. That was really cool. I like to fish. I just I've never done any fly fishing. I got a kayak that I fish out of. Matter of fact, I just got a new rod and reel last year. Haven't been out fishing too much this season yet, but I want to get out there. All right, Joseph, thanks, man. And you said you're in Texas, right? Bass, largemouth bass for the most part. Used to go with my dad to the New River out near Roanoke, Blacksburg, Virginia, and we would do smallmouth bass fishing. Oh yeah, Lake Anna's not far. That's right, I forgot you said you're in Virginia, right? I pass Lake Anna all the time. We go up to Stafford a couple times a week. And, you know, we go right by there, Lake Anna. I've never fished Lake Anna. I've been swimming there a couple times with some friends who have boats and stuff, but I don't know how easy it would be to throw around a fly rod that low to the water in a kayak. I do most of my fishing from the kayak. What do you think, Flies? Kayak fly fishing. That would be interesting. I got 2 left. Let's make them both count. There's 1. This is the last one. Awesome. I'd love to have a bass boat. The kayak's nice though. You can get into some shallow areas. It's light, so you can kind of throw it into the water. You don't have to look for a boat ramp and stuff like that. So I like having the kayak to do that with. All right, y'all. I'm peacing out. I'm going on over an hour, so. And it's looking like it might rain here in a second. Thanks for joining me. Hopefully I'll see some of y'all around this summer. Some of the tourneys. I'll be back live again soon, I'm sure. All right, y'all. Have a good evening.